Hello, I'm Luke Hagerty. I'm the viticulturist here at the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program. Today's podcast, we're going to ask Tim a couple questions. Tim, can you tell us what NEWA is?
Sure. Just Tim Weigel with the New York State IPM program. NEWA, nowadays, if you click on Google and type in NEWA, you're going to get the Network for Environment and Weather Applications. We've gotten enough hits that we now are above the New England Wiffle Ball Association.
Oh, that's good.
So, yep, that's good.
Congratulations.
But for those that have been around a while, you'll remember NEWA was actually started out as the Network for Environment and Weather Applications. We started out with weather equipment that was hooked up to telephones and modems, and we called it up once a day, was able to put that information on the early computer bulletin board systems. We have since gone to using weather equipment, which is able to be accessed on a constant basis through high-speed internet protocol. And so information is updated on the NEWA website, which is newa.cornell.edu, for those of you that want to click on there, every 15 minutes. And so we're getting weather information that comes in. We have models from research done by researchers at Cornell and Penn State and other universities, where it'll run that information through the models and pop it up.
Okay, so there's these weather stations all over the state, and I think the idea is to kind of, this high concentration of them managing all this data from all the weather patterns out there. And they take that, and you said model, so they're taking that and using what's happening as far as the weather goes, and comparing that to like a disease model or an insect model or something like that. So can you talk a little bit about that, or some of the ones that I guess are focused for some of the grape growers in our area?
Sure. Yeah. I just looked at the NEWA blog today, and there's over 531 weather stations connected to NEWA now, and we're in the majority of states in the Northeast, and Michigan and Ohio just joined. I think we have some out in Iowa and Nebraska. So it's really grown past that. But yeah, to kind of bring that down into a nugget that we can talk about.
That it's relevant to my farm or close to my farm, or how a grower would look at that.
Right. Okay. So for a grape grower, Concord grape grower in the Lake Erie region, what NEWA can do for you is that we have models for black rot, powdery mildew, downy mildew, and Phomopsis cane and leaf spot. And so it's going to let you know when primary infections of those diseases occurred. And the nice thing is the models are taking information, the 5-day weather forecasts from the National Weather Service, and they're using that to not only tell you what happened, but they're predicting out what they think is going to happen. So that can help you to say, okay, I'm getting toward the end of my 14-day spray interval. Do I need to move that up a little bit?
Sure.
And it also tells you the number of infection periods that you've had. So you can look at it and say, okay, I've had quite a few infection periods. I've had quite a bit of rainfall since the last time I sprayed. Maybe I need to shorten my interval up. The forecast is for 10 more days of sunny and warm. Maybe I can stretch it out a little bit once I've gotten past that really, the severe when you need to spray primary infection periods.
So it's a really good tool for growers to use to kind of really help, find that, time that's very specific to spray or not to spray. So help really direct that timing of it to become more efficient or kind of more accurate.
Correct.
So you're spraying at a better time and not doing it when you don't need to do it or something like that.
Yep. And we also have the Great Berry Moth model.
Okay.
And so that's a phenology-based degree day model.
And that's a big problem we have in the Lake Erie
region. That is
a
huge problem, and we keep working on it. We keep trying to come up with better tools to help growers figure out when to go out and scout for Great Berry Moth, and also to apply the management tools or management strategies against Great Berry Moth. And we use the weather stations. Grape rootworm is another problem that's re-emerging.
Yep.
We're looking at coming up with a degree day model for grape rootworm to help them learn when to scout, on when to make their first application. And so degree days is basically you take your high temperature and low temperature add them together, divided by 2, minus whatever base temperature. For grapes, we typically use 50 degrees.
Okay.
And so it's nice having the computer do all that
Yeah,
calculation for
yep.
you.
I wouldn't want to do that either. So yeah, this sounds like a kind of a must-have for grape growers. If they should be, it sounds like it's something that they should really be checking out, because it could be saving them a lot of headaches and probably become a little more efficient. And I'm sure there's some economics as far as who's using it and how much they can save by just directing the timing or figuring out exactly when they need to be doing these things. So I encourage all viewers to go and check out NEWA, NEWA. Thanks, Tim, for coming in.
My pleasure.
As always, if you have any questions or have any topics you'd like us to cover, go ahead and put them in the comment section below, and we look forward to seeing those and answering those. Until next time, thanks.